Me for attendance.
Who's me?
Ethan Spikes.
He's not in this class.
Music 7A. Yes, I am.
Okay. Yes, I got you.
Okay, cool.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's great.
I recorded a video of your key for quiz number 1, so I hope to get that up today. Okay, week 7 at a glance. It's a little bit different in the fact that there are 2 solfege examples and 5 rhythm examples. There's John. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
So we're missing Peter, Mateo, David, Eric, Kayla, Rodney, Daniel, Sophia, Ruby, and Ramaj and Cassandra. Is that right? All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you, show you week 7 at a glance sheet. We are going to sing this first one. What can you tell me about number 1?
It's in 3/4.
3/4 time signature. Good. What else?
D major.
D major.
Got an accidental. Looks like in the last measure.
Okay. What's up with that?
I don't know.
What is up with that?
It
Does it
definitely doesn't belong, does it?
Does it switch to minor?
Yeah, does it switch?
It doesn't switch to minor. But it does switch. Good. I'm glad you guys are picking this up. That's awesome.
Wow. So
Where do
Do
we
becomes
switch?
A.
Do becomes A. Good. So we get a new do there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line right here, and I'm going to put an A and a colon to show that we've switched keys from D to A. So we have a little modulation in the middle of our piece. That's what's up with that, yeah?
Why doesn't the key signature change? Is it
Yeah,
just...
That's a good question. Why do you suppose? It could, right? It very clearly could. Why would a composer not switch?
maybe just for simplicity?
Okay. What other things can you think would make a composer not switch the key?
Maybe it's easier.
Why? Why would it be easier? You're right.
Could it be because then we would have to change all of the solfege?
Well, we already did have to change all the solfege.
Oh.
Because A becomes our new do. We started out with D being our do. So we already did change the solfege. This is good, though. You're on the right tracks. Can I play the whole song for you?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure which song this is.
Oh, you mean this is just an excerpt from an actual song?
It is.
Oh.
I don't know where it goes. But I can't remember what this song is called.
Oh, is it just changing the root of the chord, or like is it actually changing the entire key signature?
It changes, it modulates to the key of A, but
So that's a fifth.
it's
in
up
the
a
same
fifth.
key.
But it doesn't stay there. I'm making this up. This isn't how it goes. So it's just a temporary, quick change. It doesn't stay there. And so that's why they don't change the key signature, to answer your question, John. Because they switch right back. Who's notorious for doing this? What composer does this all the time? Bless you. My roommate had a little sneeze there. Beethoven does this all the time. We have a little reference to a key, but then we're back. Or he'll reference a key, and then he'll reference another key, and then he'll reference another key, and then we'll eventually go back. So oftentimes you're not going to get a key signature change unless it's a more permanent type key change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what's up with this one. So good. You guys nailed it. I'm so proud. And here we go. We're in D major. 2, 3, here we go. Do, mi, fa, sol, sol, la, ti, do. New key. Re, so, fa, mi, do, re, ti, do. Kind of tricky.
Yeah, that's going to take some practice.
Okay, let's do it again. So we're in D and we end up in A major. And we go from do to re. It's the old la. It's la in the old key, but it becomes re in the new key. Do, mi, fa, sol, sol, la, ti, do, re, so, fa, mi, do, re, ti, do. All right. On we go. Number 2. What's up with number 2?
It's in the key of C.
C major. Good.
And it's in 6/8.
6 and 8.
Time signature. Good.
We have an anacrusis.
We have an anacrusis on beat.
And
What?
Beat 8.
What?
6.
Beat 6.
6.
Thank
Beat
you.
6.
There we go. Anacrusis on beat 6. This one's not bad, right? Let's look at the rhythm real quick. Let's clap and count the rhythm. 1, la, li, 2, la. Li, 1, li, 2, li, 1, li, 2, li, 1, li, 2, li, 1, li, 2. So rhythm's not bad. It's actually quite easy, I think. La, li, 2, la. Do, mi, fa, sol, sol, la, ti, do. La, sol, mi, do, mi, re, do. How did we do?
Okay, so I'm trying to understand the 6/8 time signature,
Okay.
and on YouTube it asks what beat per minute I need. It goes from 80 to 120. So
So that's a tempo.
okay,
Don't get confused tempo with time signature. Completely different things.
okay,
Beats per minute is how fast you take the song. And I don't care how fast or slow you go. I just want you to be consistent with your tempo.
tempo. Okay, okay,
So 6/8 is referring to how many beats per measure, not beats per minute. That's where I think you're getting confused.
maybe.
So our top number tells us how many beats per measure, And our bottom number tells us what kind of a
What
note
kind?
value gets the beat. So if we're in 6/8, we're going to have 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note is going to get the beat. However, that's very misleading because in 6/8, we can
Mhm.
fill it in 6/8, but your arm, like if you were to conduct a song in 6/8 and it was fast, your arm's going to fall off by measure 2. And we went over this in my theory class. I don't know if Professor Wells has gotten to this part yet. Here's a song in 6/8 that we sing at my church, and if the poor conductor tried to conduct it in 6/8, they would lose their arm. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, forget it. No one's gonna do that. So you have to fill it in 2. And in chapter 2, in theory, we learn about strong beats and weak beats. At least my class went over it. And we have
Well, see, the
strong.
thing is I'm not in music theory because I passed it, so I'm just in ear training, and I think that's why you're
Okay.
supposed to do them together because you go
Right.
over one in one class. I think
Right.
that's why I'm struggling.
And hopefully you still have your book or access to your book. They go over this in chapter 2. So really 6/8, you're going to feel strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak.
Strong, weak,
And so if we were to sing that song I just played, the conductor would have to conduct it in 2. Strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 1 lolly, 2 lolly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So really, you can think of it, yes, there are 6 beats in a measure, but there's also some that are stronger than others, and you really ought to feel it in 2. So that's why I use the solfege that I use in your student manual, or not the solfege, the counting system. 1 la li, 2 la li. Take a screenshot of that if you want it. I'm going to leave it and go back to our week at a glance sheet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sure, you're here, Daniel. I believe you're here. No, I got you. Let me go back over to the other sheet. Do I have a Cassandra, a Ramaj, a Sophia, Ruby, a Rodney, a Kayla, an Eric, a David, a Mateo, or a Peter? All right. Okay, so back to our sheet. Hopefully you can see. So the rhythm, we would do a Lee, 1, Lee, 2, Lee, 1, Lee, 2, Lee, 1, Lee, 2. So what they've done is they've taken those 3/8 notes. They've basically broken the third one off, and they've smashed the first 2 together. 1 Lee, 2 Lee, 1 Lee, 2 Lee. Do you feel that?
Yes. That makes so much more sense now.
Excellent. So that's what's going on. And you can kind of see there's like a pretty clear bifurcation here for our strong beat and our weak beat. One, Lee, 2, Lee, 1, Lee, 2. So let's go ahead and sing it. La, Lee, 2, La. Do, mi, fa, so, so, la, ti, do, la, so, mi, do, mi, re, do.
You're right. I can totally feel this strong beat now. It makes more sense.
Excellent. Yeah. And they cover that a little bit in chapter 2. I went over it a lot in my classes with the Royal Conservatory theory books. All my theory lectures, not all, but most of my theory lectures I record and throw them up on YouTube in the same channel that I throw my ear training videos, my Doc B Theory YouTube channel.
I'm going
So-
to check those out.
Yeah, so you might go back and find those, and it's always a nice review that's there for you if you want it. Okay, on we go. Rhythm example number 3. So our rhythm examples have basically gotten twice as long. We're growing, we're stretching, right? We have some kind of tricky ones. We've got the banana from my rhythm words chart, which is fun. We've got a butterscotch. We've got a strawberry. Other than that, I think you've seen everything before. Huckleberry, apple. So these are the words that I use with my ankle biter students because numbers get to be too much. When you have a right hand finger number, a left hand finger number, a right hand rhythm number, a left hand rhythm number, I like to take numbers completely out, but this is college, so we have to do numbers. Darn it. Okay. Let's just go ahead and try and clap this. You'll notice that we have rests for the first time, I believe. So we're going to not say anything during the rests. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, let's go. 1 and 3 E and 4 E, 1 and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and 3 E, and 1 and a 2 and 4. How'd we do?
A little shaky, but better.
Let's do it again. Seen some smiles on the cameras that I can see.
I got the last 2 notes.
1, 2, ready, let's go. 1 and 3 E and 4 E, 1 and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and 3 E, and 1 and a 2 and 4. Good times? Number 4. What can you tell me about number 4?
There's some ties.
There's ties. It's a fancy affair. Anything else you notice? It's basically the same exact example, but with ties instead of rests.
Sneaky.
You ready? 1, 2, ready, let's go. 1 and 3 E and 4 E, 1 and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and 3 E, and 1 and a 2 and 4. So you got to hold your voice over like I did during those ties. You with me?
Yes.
One more time. 1, 2, ready, let's go. 1 and 3 E and 4 E, 1 and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and 3 E, and 1 and a 2 and 4. Awesome. On we go. We are now in 6/8 compound. This is a little typo right here. This should say 1, not do. 1, 1 li. So it's more 1 la li's. The trickiest rhythm to me looks like this one to me. 1 ta ta li. 1 ta ta li. Everything else I think that we can handle, no problem, especially after we did that long compound rhythm example. Remember that? That's a fun video to go back and redo. Doc B Theory, are you subscribed? Okay. So here we go. 1 la li, 2 la li, 1 li. La li, 1 la ta li, 1 ta ta li, 2 ta la ta li, 2. How'd you do?
One more time, please.
I was gonna say, do it again.
1 la li, 2 la li, 1 li, la li, 1 la ta li, 1 ta ta li, 2 ta la ta li, 2. Now my morning class said it's too slow, Dr. B. So let's do fast. 1 la li, 2 la li, 1 li, la li, 1 la ta li, 1 ta ta li, 2 ta la ta li, 2. Better or worse?
My hand got twisted up on that one.
All right, let's look at number 6. What do you notice?
It's the same thing, but with ties.
Holy smokes, Batman. Yes, you were right. All right. Here we go. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 1 lee, lolly, 1 lata lee, 1 ta ta lee, 2 ta lata lee, 2. How'd we do?
Better.
Good. And then we have this little tiny, don't miss this, week example number 7. But what's up with number 7?
There's 5 measures.
Well,
Is that right?
No, forget all this stuff down here.
Okay.
We're just going to do this one measure right here. So basically this was born from those multiple guess charts that we did in class the other day where I play one of the 4 in each column and you had to guess. They just put 4 options. What else do you notice? Maybe we should just...
There's no written syllables at the bottom.
There's no written syllables. What? We're going to take the crutch away? We're going to have to do this on our own. All right, so what should we have here? I'll give you a hint. We start with 1.
And
2.
2.
E.
In
E.
E.
And 4.
4. Beautiful. I'm going to erase that before you hurry and write that down. You ready to do it? Can you do it without the crutch?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, we are. 1, 2, ready, let's go. 1, and 2 E, E and 4. Again, 3, 4. 1 and 2 E, E and 4. You can totally do this, can't you?
Easy peasy mac and cheesy.
There we go. This is week 7 at a glance. So there you have it. I want to go back and look at week 5 at a glance. I graded a lot this weekend, and a lot of us bombed week 5 at a glance number 1. This is do. This is do an octave higher. If those two pitches don't match, we have a problem, and your teacher notices it pretty easily and you get marked down. So we want to make sure that our do and our do match. A lot of you are picking poor keys for your vocal range. You have to set yourself up for success and pick a key you can sing this in. And that may or may not be the key that's written in. So I want to do this one time in the key that it's in, and then I'm going to drop it down a fifth and do it a fifth lower. And I want you to really work hard to get that do in tune. A lot of you didn't get an octave. You got like a sixth, and then everything just kind of went to pot from there. One of my students uses a vocal tuner. And I don't recommend using a vocal tuner when you record your videos because it's pretty obvious that you're using a vocal tuner. But it's a great practice tool. If you just type in online vocal tuner, it will use your microphone to tell you what pitch you're on, so you can check yourself before you actually do your video. So I thought, I called all my roommates over here and I said, this guy's using a vocal tuner, don't you think? And we watched the video. And then we went and found a online vocal tuner. And I tried it out. It worked pretty good. It's a good practice tool, but it's another crutch. And you're not going to be able to use it on the final exam. So, just throwing that out there. All right, here we go. Number 1. Two, ready, let's go. No, that's too fast. 1, 2, ready, let's go. Do, 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 mi, so, do, mi, re, do, so, fa, la, fa, mi, so, mi, re, mi, do. Let's do it in the key of G. 2, ready, let's go. Do, 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 mi, so, do, mi, re, do, so, fa, la, fa, mi, so, mi, mi, do. How'd we do?
Good.
Okay. So I wanted to go over that and make sure that we can find do to do.
I had a question about that. That was one of the reasons why I was trying to see you this morning about the chapter 3 videos.
Yeah.
The 3.39 in the book. I noticed that it has those little dots, and I know you probably went over this in your theory class, but are those? I can't remember what Professor Chu said those dots were. They're staccato, or you're supposed to hold the note longer or something, but it really messed me up trying to sing it because I couldn't remember how I was supposed to hold those notes.
3.39?
3.39, yes. Is that the one with the dots on top, underneath of the notes?
I don't see any dots. I think you're talking about 3.54.
Mm,
Or 3.26 has
we got 26 maybe, yeah. Do you see the dots on the bottom?
Let's go to 3.54 because it has both, so I can show you both.
Okay.
So if the dot is below or above the note head, that's telling you to articulate it with a staccato articulation, to play it short and detached. If the dot is to the right of the note head, that is telling you to add half of the note's value.
Okay. Okay.
So
So then
that's
if
the
you're playing it staccato, you're not going to give it its total value. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I would say you're going to make it short, so you're going to hear kind of a space. So you could say that. You could say it's not going to get its full value.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. I wanted to go on to triads. We have midterms coming up. I wanted to play triads for you, and I wanted to go over the Auralia midterm that you have due, I think, October 9th. So triads, we have 4 options. We have major, minor, augmented, and diminished. Do you know the difference between them all?
Mostly. Professor Wells has been teaching some of us who have in that class.
Okay. Yeah, and we've gone over the formula in my theory class. What's the formula for the 4 types of triads? Does anybody remember? We went over this yesterday, in fact, on our review. A major triad has 4 half steps between the bottom 2 notes and 3 half steps between the top 2 notes. Minor has the reverse of that. 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Diminished is 3 half steps and 3 half steps. And augmented has 4 half steps and 4 half steps in between all of our notes, which is great as far as putting it on a score or putting it on the staff or putting it on a keyboard. But how do we hear the difference? I think you probably all have a pretty good handle on major and minor. I'm guessing that you're probably hazy on diminished and augmented. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just like we had our flow chart for our intervals, I want you to have kind of a flow chart for triads. And the augmented and the diminished are dissonant intervals. So you can ask yourself, is it dissonant? My lovely catchphrase that was made into a shirt, is it dissonant? And if the answer is yes, you know you either have diminished or augmented. And then you have to figure out where the two want to resolve to. Has anyone here seen the movie Sleepless in Seattle?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
at Netflix again. I want to play a song from that movie, which is called Stardust by Nat King Cole. And in this song, it starts with an augmented triad, which is dying to resolve down to a major triad, and it happens twice. Did you hear it? Down. So augmented wants to fall to major. Now diminished kind of wants to move up by half step. And you know this from all the scary movies that you watch. You know, the girl's tied to the railroad tracks. We're not sure if our hero's going to make it before the train. There's suspense. There comes the train. Right? Do you hear the difference between the two?
Yes.
All right, so here we go. A little quizzy quiz. Not for points, just for your benefit.
Just for fun?
Just for funsies. We'll do another clicker quiz on these. What is it?
Major?
Major.
Major. It was not dissonant, right? Is it dissonant?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a 50-50 shot at getting this right. Where does it want to go?
Half steps up.
Just to go up.
So that means it is
Diminished.
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 Is it dissonant?
Yes.
Yes.
Augmented.
Where does it want to resolve?
To the major.
Down to the
Down.
major. So that means it is
Augmented.
augmented. Okay.
Major.
Is it
Minor.
dissonant?
Minor. Mhm.
Not dissonant?
No.
Happy or sad? My happy, you're sad? You're sad, my happy? What is it?
Minor.
Minor. Listen to the difference. Major's much brighter. Is it dissonant?
Yes.
How does it want to resolve?
To major.
To major.
Yeah.
Down to major triad. So we know it is
Augmented.
augmented. Is it dissonant?
Yes.
How does it want to resolve?
To move up in half steps.
Are we getting these? Are there questions? Certain ones you want to hear? Are there any that you mix up?
The dissonant and the minor.
Okay. So, when you say dissonant, are you talking diminished?
Yeah, the diminished where I have to ask myself, is it dissonant? I ask myself that of the minor, but then it's actually minor, not dissonant.
Okay. So, minor has the outer shell of a perfect fifth. But it's darker. But it has that shell. Diminished has the tritone.
Okay.
So diminished has the tritone, and it really only wants to go up in half steps. But listen for that tritone shell versus minor is a more stable chord. It doesn't really want to go anywhere. It's just not happy.
Right.
Does that help a little bit?
A little bit. Is there this practice session that we're doing, is there something like that on Auralia?
It's on Auralia, musictheory.net, and Teoria.com, all three.
What would it be under? Intervals?
Yeah, let's go there now because I want to show you what the test is going to look like anyway. So
Okay.
let's go over there. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go back to where am I going to go? I'm going to go home. I'm going to scroll down to Auralia midterm exam. I'm going to click on that. It's going to have me do it on my computer because I have the software, but I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So, when we are here, this is what the teacher, see. You don't see this. But I wanted to show you what the entries are going to be on your exam. And something is wrong right off the bat that I'm going to have to fix. But let me go here real quick and show you what levels that should be on here. I took a screenshot this morning. Are you able to see the levels on my screen? Can you see chord recognition level 2 and level 1?
Yes.
You see that?
Yeah.
So you might want to take a screenshot of this. This is the levels that are going to be covered for your midterm exam. Personally, as I went over it this morning with the 8 o'clock class, it seems way too easy for you all for the level you should be at, but I'm not going to change it this semester. I'm just going to leave it right where it's at. So these are the levels that we're going to be testing you on for your midterm. Did everybody get the screenshot that wanted it?
Yes. Since we're in Auralia, you're going to show us where that.
I am.
Okay, perfect.
Let me just fix this for 1 second. For some reason, all those levels didn't get put in on your guys's, but it did on the other one. Well, I'm going to have to go in and fix it. So don't take the exam yet until I send you out an announcement because it's not set up right. Oh, that's the final. That's the problem. Haha. Let me go back to midterm. That's it. The midterm's set up, ready to go, but the final's not. Okay, there we are. So you can go ahead and take that. So those are the levels. So let me show you how to get there, okay? So when you guys open up Auralia, hopefully it will take you to somewhere where you can click on the complete syllabus. And if you click on the word practice, there's your complete syllabus. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go back to that screenshot, I need to be practicing chord recognition level 1 and 2, interval recognition level 1, 2, and 3, melodic dictation level 1 and 2, part dictation 1, pulse tapping 1, rhythmic dictation 1. So I can go to chord recognition level 1, 2. They're only having you do major and minor, which is ridiculous. Major or minor?
Major.
So this is where you can practice this.
Perfect. Chord recognition.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa.
I also wanted to say that what you showed us on Thursday regarding the piano, how to, for the intervals, you know, between like perfect fifth and stuff, it's really helping because I can hear the tones in the middle, like you were saying, how many tones are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
To train my ear so that I don't have to hum.
Good.
So
Good,
thank
good.
you for that, because that
Yeah.
really unlocked a lot for me.
Excellent. Let's go over here to melodic dictation. Yeah. Did you get it? Ah, yes, I wish to try. Do, ti, do, do. I could play my answer before I turn it in. Yep, I think that's what I wrote, what they gave me. There you go. So you can totally get in here and practice all these things and prep for your exam, okay? Exam should be way too easy because we're doing harder things in class than we're doing on the exam. Questions on that?
No, thank you for going over it.
Okay. If no other questions, I will see you either tomorrow or Thursday.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, Dr. B.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Bascom. Have a good day.
Thanks, doctor.
You bet.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay.